Hello everybody, this is Intrepid83 and welcome to Final Fantasy. Let's play Final Fantasy Origins Final Fantasy. I gotta tell you, it's been a journey preparing for this LP. To be honest, I didn't think I'd be able to record today, but just because of one particular enemy, so to speak, in the bestiary I needed to fill out, and man, did he never not want to show up for me. I don't even know how long it took me to find him, but I got him, and well, here's the LP. As far as the LP goes, I will be playing in normal mode. I will also be going through the game, getting all of the, basically everything you possibly can in one playthrough. And what I mean by that, well, I'll go into that as well as details as opposed to details into what exactly I hope to accomplish this LP once we get into the game. So let's go into normal mode here. The difference between easy mode and normal mode, easy mode, basically I believe, I think everything is cheaper or less expensive, and I think the maximum level is like 99 or something like that, 99 or 100. The normal mode is the original, I guess you could say, original prices and original level cap of level 50. That the NES had. So anyways, alright, so here we get to choose our party members. We get to choose 4, and we've got 6 classes to choose from. And in this case, I'm going to be going with a party that is quite simply just from knowledge of how the game plays, and the difficulty level, level and all that kind of stuff, and how each class progresses. It could very well be the, I guess you could say, the best party to play this game as, in terms of wanting to get through it smoothly, kind of thing, without having too much of a headache. But anyways, there will be some enemies, parts of it that are a headache, but that's just the way it was. That's just the way it goes. It was the same way with the NES version of it. But anyways, first party member I'm gonna be choosing here is a warrior, and what should I call him? Let's. Oops, wrong one. Let's call him Wesley, because the Dread Pirate Roberts doesn't quite fit. Even Wesley doesn't quite fit, because I think there's an E between the L and Y, but at least we understand what it is. Next party member will be a Red Mage. Well, first of all, the warrior, definitely the tank of the classes. Basically can equip the best weapons and the best armor in the game. Has the highest strength stat. Not quite the highest HP. Well, he'll have the highest HP for the majority of the game, until one particular part. But compared to another class, but we'll get into that later. All right, so Red Mage basically allows you is a pretty decent fighter. Not quite as strong as the warrior, obviously, but he also is basically a jack of all trades. Allows him to use both white magic and black magic. Not all of it, just some of the more useful ones. And again, even for the beginning of the game, he's got some access to some pretty decent weapons and armor. And for the most part, he'll probably be able to keep up with the warrior for a good portion of the game. So we're going with one of those. Red Mage, and I'm actually going to call him Graham, because he looks a bit like Graham of Daventry. So let's go with that, with the hat and the feather. Yeah. Alrighty, and there we go. Next party member. Well, these last two don't really matter. Basically, in this game, unlike other games where, let's say, what would be a good example? Let's say Final Fantasy IV, you know how there's 2 different rows, there's front row and back row. Well, this game doesn't really work with that. The rows are basically the order of your party members. So the warrior, or the person in the first, in the top slot of the party, will receive 50% of the attack, will receive 50% of attacks. The second one receives 25% attacks, and then the final 2 both receive 12.5% of all attacks. So just to keep that in mind. So the bottom 2 don't really matter all that much, but in this case, let's go with a monk here. And I'm just going to straight up call him Zell. Give ourselves our own little Armageddon fist. Alright, and finally, the ever so important White Mage. And the white mage, you know, for the longest time, I always thought the white mage was female, well, for obvious sexist reasons. But from what I've heard, it's actually supposed to be male, and well, this particular name I'm given to him will suit when the time comes. All right, so there we go. Wesley, Graham, Zell, and Thor. Let's go. Alrighty, so hit the triangle button, opens up your menu. There's also a memo feature in this game. I probably will be using that at some points to save myself excruciating headaches. Also hit the R2 button. It automatically opens up the memo file and just makes a temporary file there. That if your entire party gets wiped out, you can just start up from that spot. So it's kind of like a save state, but it actually does get cleared once you shut the system off, I believe. So yeah. Also, it's another one. Left 2 opens up the game configurations, and that menu is just this one here. And I do want to change my text speed to number 2. Seems to be fast enough to keep things going, but not fast enough so that you can't see what it says. So yeah, let's keep the window color as is. All this stuff I'm pretty much keeping as is. I'll turn off the vibration. Don't need it. And in this particular game, I actually prefer with turn-based RPGs where the ATB, there is really no ATB. I definitely like to keep it off memory. So yeah, screen adjustment, we're fine there. Collections. Okay, this is what I was talking about. We've got this one here, this here. This will be the bestiary. This will be the I guess you could say treasure collections. This one I believe is the art gallery, and this one we will unlock once we beat the game. So my goal is to get 100% bestiary, 100% treasure collection, and as a result of all that, I should be able to unlock all of the artworks as well, all the concept art and all that kind of stuff. So really cool stuff there from Yoshitaka Amano. So yeah, something to look forward to. Anyways, with that taken care of, so here's the party we've got. We've got Wesley here as the warrior, 35 hit points, and this is basically what he looks like at the very beginning. Now the thing about this game, as you can see, all of our party members start at level 1. And a lot of people, myself included, I find, tend to like to keep these party members leveling up at the same time. In other words, we do not like to die in dungeons and then win battles and all that kind of stuff. We don't like the experience getting split up. And I believe that is a problem, because it's keeping party members at the exact same level, I find feeds OCD. So maybe that's why they stopped doing it so much. Just so we don't have to worry so much about that and just focus on the gameplay and the story itself. So yeah, so that's the warrior. There's the red mage. There's the monk. For the most part, the monk, he'll be probably one of the least expensive party members to upkeep for a while, simply because, for one, his defense is equivalent to his level, and his attack strength is equivalent to double his level. And yeah, so there we go. And Thor, just everybody else, as far as attack and defense goes, they really do rely on armor and weapons as well. So, but for the most part, for the bottom two, the bottom two party members, will be mainly focusing on their evade as most of their defense. We will be getting some armor for them, but it will be very light stuff. And as far as the monk goes, we probably won't need to give him all that much armor for a while. So yeah, eventually he will get some, but not for a while. But anyways, all right. So as far as magic goes, we've got two magic slots. We got level 1 through 8 magic, and each one has different spell charges. We've got 2 spell charges for the red mage, and we've got 2 for Thor as well. That's another thing about the red mage and the white versus the white mage and or black mage. The red mage does get magic spells slower, but as far as the very, very beginning of the game goes, we should be fine. Anything else? Oh yeah, formation. This allows you to change the order of your party if you so choose. I will be doing that at least once throughout the game. And anything else? Equipment. Alright, so we don't have any weapons, we don't have any shields, we don't have any helmets, armor, gloves, or anything like that. Yeah, it doesn't look like we've got any of that stuff. Alright, so I guess... Well, yeah, we don't have any items either. The items don't have any of those either. Alright, well, let's go check out this place. And we are in Cornelia. Oh, cool. Where dreams are woven. Very peaceful music, too. I like this place. Oop. Well, I'm glad she's in a good mood. And that gentleman there is blessing the crystals. A well. So it's not just an ordinary well. Haha. Alright. The princess. Okay. Prophet Lukin left Cornelia saying he was off to find the crescent moon. Oh, looks like we got some shops here. But the crescent moon, I wonder what that means. What about you? Oh, the Light Warriors will save the princess as Prophet Lukin told him. Oh, okay. I wonder who these 4 Light Warriors would be. Rescue the princess. Alright. What about the fountain? Yeah, sure, why not? Very refreshing to just splash some water on your face after a long journey. Oh, he's from the town of Provoca in the east. Alright, keep that in mind. There's more shops. Alright. Anyways, let's see what else we can do. Are they going to let us out? Alright, so he's counting on 4 warriors to go save his sister, his daughter, Princess Sarah, whom they could not, whom their forces could not defeat. So I guess, well, well, we'll do our best, and hopefully these crystals are indeed the legendary crystals and not just some. Not just some rocks we picked up off the shore or anything like that. North of Garland, fled to the Temple of Chaos, north of Cornelia. Alright. Sounds like we might have to head north. Oop, and nobody over there. And one other thing they definitely added to this game, which can be quite useful. I probably won't be using it too much on screen at least. And you hold circle and you can actually dash. So, yeah. Yes, we already spoke with the king. Even we do not know for sure who we are. Who's this? Oh, it must be your sister. Yeah, can't get through there. What about you, good sir? No. We will do our best. And hopefully we will not pay with our lives if we are not up to the task. Oh, who's this gentleman up here? Well, maybe we'll be able to get some insight into that from him. But anyways, in the NES version, there used to be like an invisible lady around here, an invisible sprite that you could talk to. Unfortunately, they removed it, so I wonder if they actually ended up making her visible again, and maybe this was her. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Interesting little Easter egg, I guess you could say, in the original. I don't think it was actually an Easter egg. I think it was actually a bug. But anyways. Alright, let's go. I think I saw some people out back. So let's go. See if they have any information for us that could prove useful. Oh, so I sealed away weapons, gave the key to the Elven Prince, and he was to guard it until the Light Warriors came. It's actually I guess you could say it's a good idea. Get Mr. Key. Do we have such a key? Nope, doesn't look like it, so I don't know about us being the Light Warriors if we don't have this key. Yeah, it looks like, I'm guessing this one's locked too. Yeah. Alright. Well, I suppose if we're gonna go attempt to save the princess, I suppose we should make some preparations. Seeing as we are essentially naked and without weapons. Alright, so obviously down here is the inn. It is the cheapest inn in the game. It is 30 gil to save and replenish all your spell charges, all of your HP and all that kind of stuff. Cheapest inn in the game. And this is the weapon shop and armor shop. Let's take a look at the weapons they've got. The bright side is, even though we do not have any weapons or armor, we do have 400 gil with us. So let's see what we can get. We get an nunchaku for the monk, so we'll pick one up for him. The knife, no, staff. If you've got a black mage, recommend the staff. It's a tiny bit stronger than the knife. So yeah, and by the time the extra accuracy of the knife comes into play, you'll probably be long beyond the knife in order to use it. So go with the extra damage for now. All right, 2 rapiers for the warrior and red mage, and a hammer for Thor. Coincidentally. All right. Now we just bought them. We do not have them equipped yet. So, all right, let's check out the armor. We'll do that all at the same time. All right. So in this case, again, like I said, with the leather armor is equipable on the monk. Again, for the monk and the white mage, because of their location in the party, I will probably be mainly focusing on their evasion for their defense for the most part. And so yeah, so in this case, both the warrior and the red mage can use the chainmail. It's the best armor we've got access to right now, so let's pick up a couple of those, and that should be good. Alright, let's equip that stuff. Why don't we? Alright, so yeah, we've also, in the game, they introduced the optimize feature, which automatically equips the best equipment that you've got. But for the sake of, there are some things they introduced in this game that, from personal experience with the original NES version of the game, I actually kind of try to avoid using, just because it, for lack of a better term, it tends to make me lazy, and I tend to forget things about it, forget certain things. So just for the sake of making it easier on myself to remember things and all that stuff, I'll probably tend to do it manually. So yeah, and there will be times where we will be switching back and forth between weapons for certain characters. So yeah, for certain reasons. All right, so for the monk, the nunchaku, a very nice boost to his attack there. That won't be there for long though. Alright, so Thor, let's give him the hammer, and there we go. Alright, the one thing about the monk, I'll go into it a bit, is that with the weapon equipped, he's only able to inflict one hit right now. So what that means is basically he does an attack of 15. If it hits, it hits. However, if he's unequipped, he actually has a chance of hitting twice. Because he uses his fists, so he ends up getting 2 hits. Now, hang on a sec. As far as the monk goes, I think if he's hitting twice, that means he's getting attack of... Right now, he's getting an attack. Each of his attacks is 2 attack times 2, so basically an attack of 4. So basically, by the time... And if his attack is equal to twice his level, that means the nunchaku is 15. So if you were to divide that by 2, that would mean by the time he reaches 8 attack, he should be able to do about the same amount of damage with his nunchaku, but have half the chance of missing. So there's a higher chance of actually, hitting an enemy, and that'll come in. That'll be important, actually, pretty early on in the game. So yeah. But for now we'll be using the nunchaku, and yeah, eventually we will be taking that off him. All right, so that's that. We got 200 gil left, and we've got a couple of mages without any magic. So let's take a look what we got. This is the white magic shop. The darker sign is the black magic shop. In this case, I actually want to buy 2 cure 1 spells, one for the red mage and one for the white mage. And there's all the gil we have. Well, that we had. So yeah. So that's taken care of. There's actually some other stuff I would like to do. Well, let's show you the black magic at least, just so you know what we're dealing with. So we got Fire 1, Sleep 1, Focus 1, and Bolt 1. So Fire and Bolt both attack spells. Sleep it attempts to put foes to sleep. For the most part, the game is pretty good at giving accurate descriptions of what the spells do. Sometimes it can be a little misleading, but I'll do my best to enlighten you as to when those times come up. But for the most part, for those particular spells, they're pretty self-explanatory. Alright. And I do have a goal as to how far I want to reach in this episode, so however long it takes, it takes. It's the one thing about starting a new LP. It's very exciting, and the first episode, for me at least, can have a desire to go a bit longer. So, and this is the item shop that we're in here. You can buy potions. They restore anywhere from 16 to 32 HP per potion. In the NES version, they restored a flat 30. So just keep that in mind. They are not as fixed restoration as, or I guess restoration as previously. So keep that in mind. Antidote cures poison. Those will come in handy at certain points throughout the game, and we will want to get a few of those. And sleeping bag is basically allows you to save your game out in the field. It basically applies the equivalent of 1 potion to each party member, and then allows you to save the game. So you also have the option to not save it, but generally, if you're in a situation where you want to save, where you're going to be using that, it's usually a good idea to save, just so you don't have to backtrack or anything like that. So, all right, that taken care of. Let's head out here and to go over some of the things that we need to do. All right, so out on the overworld here, you will run into random encounters, and for the most part, I'm actually going to. My goal is to get up to level 3. Right now, as you can see at the top there, it says current EXP, current experience. We don't have any, so obviously, and our next level comes in 40 experience. What we want to do, what I would like to do, is get up to level 3. And for the most part, I will. I'll probably will be sticking around down here, just walking back and forth in front of the town to accumulate those gold. So let's. There's an enemy here that we can demonstrate. And there they are, goblins. This is basically all you will fight while you're walking back and forth in front of the town down here. If you go a bit north to where, walking around behind the castle, you will run into more difficult enemies, and even though it may be a little bit quicker on the experience side, I actually recommend staying down here just simply because these guys have the highest, I guess you could say, gil per experience ratio. So, yeah, in this case, let's just see what we can do here. Now this is one of the things that in this game, unlike the NES version did not have auto-targeting. So if you had more than one party member on an enemy, and that one of the party members killed that enemy, and the second person targeted that enemy would miss. They wouldn't target another enemy. So in this game they changed that, and although you don't have to choose separate enemies, I still find it's a good practice to have, because you won't always want to rely on that for tactical reasons. So yeah. So yeah, that was our first battle. And we got some experience, so yeah, there we go. Getting to level 2 should not take very long at all. As far as getting to level 3 is, I would still recommend staying down here. Now the beauty is, with the 2 mages that we have 4 Cure 1 spells that we can use. Generally, I like to reserve those for whenever somebody's HP gets down to a point where I'm uncomfortable. I'd say probably around the 10 HP mark. If somebody gets down there, I would use a Cure 1 spell on them. And the beauty is that if you manage to get to level 2 without having to use any of those, then you'll be able to. You might as well just even then just wait until they get down to about 10 HP or so, maybe a bit more. No, I'd say 10 HP seems to be a good number to focus on in terms of when you should use the Cure 1 spell. Just use 1 on them, simply because, well, we've only got 4 of them. So yeah, if just use them as you need them, kind of thing. And those 4 Cure 1 spells should last you until you get to level 3. If not, like I said, it's the cheapest in the game, and hopefully it won't set you back too much. But well, it's if you die in battle, well, you're not getting anywhere. So yeah, you might as well just bite the bullet and spend the 30 gil and keep going at it. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be the end of this episode. In the next episode, I will before the next episode, I will get to level 3, and then I guess if there's nothing else we can do... Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention, is what I would like to purchase with the gil that I will be accumulating while getting these levels. I would like to get a Dia 1 spell from the White Magic Shop for Thor, and then I will be getting a Fire 1 and a Bolt 1 spell for Graham, and then I will be... whatever I have left, I'll be hoping I can get a sleeping bag and 4 antidotes. Another spell that is optional that you can get is the Shield 1 spell for Thor as well, but again, that's optional. It's I probably won't get it, but yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so I'll before next episode we'll get to level 3. I'll make those purchases. I'll have them listed in the video description as to what to get, just if you're playing along. And I'll see you next time. This is Intrepid83 signing off. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.